Guys, I have been putting off this video for a little while because I already knew that it would be a video that I would love to react to. Jakus uploaded the Controversies of Fortnite The Block because I remember quite a few of these controversies. If there's some that I don't remember, it's going to be a very pleasant surprise to the video. So today, I wanted to talk about The Block, I wanted to react to Jakus, and I cannot wait to watch this video. Guys, go show Jakus some love in the comment section. Pinned comment, you can find his links there as well as in the description. Jakus is a fantastic creator. I watched the vast majority of his videos and I knew that I wanted to react to this one. We're going to get into it in just a second. Before we do though, I do want to say hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. One more thing, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you guys are wondering why we've had more reaction videos recently, it's because my thumbnail guy's off, and these are the types of videos that I can actually make decent thumbnails for, and instead I don't want to waste I don't want to waste my time just making videos that will not get clicks. Okay, let's continue with Jakus's video, guys. Sorry about that long intro. Let's get into it.
In December 2018, with the launch of Season 7, Fortnite introduced a brand new core mode, Creative. For the first time, players could make anything their minds dreamt of.
And I just love the production that Jakus uses to create his videos. Like, it's just like a really pleasant, wholesome experience. You know, the music's capturing the moment over here. And I don't mean to sit back and just like critique, because obviously he makes better videos than I do, obviously. So I hope I'm not coming off that way. It's just, I love it. Like, the background's nice. I love the house in the back. You know, like, I love it. I love this channel. I really do.
As long as the 5 available galleries allowed it. In order to encourage and promote this new mode, Epic Games came up with a really genius idea. This was long before any kind of UI menus to push creator-made maps. So they thought, well, people love Fortnite POIs. Why not let you make your own POIs? Enter The Block.
And I will say, this is something that Epic Games should have never gotten rid of. I don't care about Unreal Engine Fortnite. I don't care what they're doing about creative. This is something that could infinitely make the game better. Just have a team dedicated to it. I know, and Epic Games, I hate this argument. You're a billion-dollar company. I hate the argument, but we know Epic Games can afford it, man. It's something that would just make the player base so happy, especially what you can do now. It's a shame that they've never had the block return, man.
A big slab of stone that would be host to player-made POIs, rotated weekly for the next 10 months. Epic were clearly very proud of this decision as they premiered a cinematic trailer for it at the Game Awards 2018. And they should be proud. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with an idea as supportive and community-driven as this? Right?
Yeah, lots went wrong, and there's one really bad one I'm remembering in particular.
So, The Block was added just one day after Season 7 began, squishing one of my favorite locations of all time, Risky Reels.
Dude, do you remember how many people were pissed off about that? You know what? Okay, I'd rather have The Block than Risky Reels. Risky Reels is one of the greatest POIs in Fortnite history, but out of everything that you could have crushed, Epic, honestly, like, people were mad about that, man.
It was a sad loss, but I suppose it's for the greater good of building up Fortnite's creative.
Absolutely.
Yay. The first ever Block POI was Grimy Greens, an industrial area, the grimy, with lots of vegetation, the greens. I think this was a pretty good first choice.
I remembered exactly as well, and I landed there so much. I loved it, dude.
It displays the goal of the block pretty well, which was to create a small location that displayed creativity and complemented the BR map. The second ever block was DM Arena.
And it was interesting because they also had maps like this where you could bounce around. It was really wacky. You had giant towers, you had little POIs like the first one we just saw. I loved what The Block did, and with the brain that people have in creative mode right now, it's a shame that they never brought it back. I would love if they ever did that.
This is the other main type of block, a huge monolithic structure made out of colored tile pieces. This one was actually super fun though, with the natural bouncer placements making for a really unique hot drop.
Absolutely.
Mysterious Markets is another POI light. These were my favorite blocks personally. Sure, they weren't super flashy like some others, but they were much more enjoyable to drop at, and they didn't stick out like a sore thumb on the map.
Yeah, I get that. My favorite one was, and I don't know if he's going to go through every single block that was on the map, but my favorite one was, I can't remember if it was a soccer stadium, a football stadium. It was a massive stadium. That was my favorite one.
Risky Runways was another banger, not only a callback to Risky Reels in its name, but also the first block POI to have vehicle spawns, very handily coming equipped with planes.
Yes.
Pretty sure Epic went ahead and added these themselves, as you weren't supposed to add containers and the like to your blocks, so...
Oh, interesting. You know what else was very unique about this one was, it had the normal, like, crates, houses, little huts, and it also had bouncers all over the place in certain areas, so this one was really unique and it was fun to land at.
That was a nice touch on their part. Looming Llama? Dude, what the fuck is that?
I forgot about that one!
Creature could be many things, but
But, you know, it was really cool to see like this giant fly from a mile away. I remember looking at all that, man. It was really, it's a well done map. Like, people can get so creative, and this is just creative in its infancy, dude. Imagine what people can make now.
It's certainly not a llama. Omega Pyramid was originally based around the Storm Shield from Save the World, and it has a really nice legacy.
I didn't know that. And this one was a blast to fight in. The amount of times that we all fell off those railings there trying to bounce around, build, and fight was hilarious.
It was created by Directing Pete, who had gone to start a YouTube channel focused around creative mode, developing his own battle royale within it from November 2020 to August 2022, which featured the Omega Pyramid as a central point of interest and an important landmark to the storyline.
That's so cool, and I can't wait to see this type of content develop over the course of Unreal Engine Fortnite.
In 2023, Pete formed his own creative team with branding themed around the old block, Omega Creations, which seems to be doing quite well for itself. It seems out of all the block winners, Pete was one that really took his success and ran with it, and
it's really cool to see that, because there is a huge opportunity with things like Fortnite, and I love that somebody's becoming successful off of this. I didn't know this was a thing, and it's interesting that we're starting off with the positives about the block. And like this, again, this is why I love Jakus' videos, man, because we are probably going to get into the controversies, and boy, is that something.
I'm very happy for him. The Clenversations is one block that had particularly impressive architecture.
This one, that was the best made block. That was my favorite block. They brought it back more than once too, and you had a giant basement. I don't know if he's going to get into it, but this was the best block. It had all the metal in the world. The fights were phenomenal, whether it was in the basement, in the stands, in the football stadium, in the little hallways and staircases you can see right at the beginning. Oh my god, I loved this one.
Such an intricately designed building that, ironically, is larger than the actual, quote, colossal Colosseum introduced in Chapter 2, Season 5. Lunar Street Festival was featured just in time for Lunar New Year 2019. Unlike 2018, which added limited time shrines that teased Lucky Landing and a bunch of outfits, there wasn't really a big Lunar New Year event in 2019 for Fortnite, so this block being featured was a nice stand-in.
And I remember there was a huge special chest on the block, and this one in particular was really easy to get to, so it was a huge fight to kind of like drop down and get that chest like the Infinity Blade. It was so much fun.
Perhaps that was actually Epic's goal with the block, to supplement or even outright replace other content, taking the workload off of them. Colossal Compound was a really huge tank. Again, some foreshadowing there for later Battle Royale editions. Oily Oats is a kind of callback to the first block of the season, in the way its industrial and natural themes collide.
For some reason, I don't remember that one.
You may have noticed the environment looking a little different here though. No, that's not pollution. It was the final block before the brand new Season 8, which introduced the whole area with a massive jungle biome. The block moved to the motel, making it 2 for 2 in taking out my favorite locations. Now,
but to be fair, it's better to remove this for the block than it was to remove Risky Reels. And it was a better location for the block, although I would have liked to see it more in the central part of the map, to be honest.
Why didn't Epic just put it over at the motel in the first place? Especially if they knew they'd have to move it one season after it was added? I don't know. Anywho, the first block of Season 8 was Cryptic Castle, an absolutely gargantuan fortress that would make the Ice King feel inferior.
I remember being disappointed in this one because this one was really cool. It was a grand, huge castle with all the potential in the world. Like, they weren't kidding. Like, this POI was massive, but there was no loot in it. It was not worth landing there because you can never find a chest or a gun or ammo, especially in such a giant POI.
Around this time, Epic also started to add a guaranteed block chest to each block rotation. This chest guaranteed epic or legendary loot, like a supply drop, but guaranteed every match, which made the block a much more viable drop spot as it didn't have floor loot. Turtle Temple is impressively made entirely out of player-built metal walls. It's like the godfather of those build animals you'd find around the map in various seasons of Chapter 1.
Am I remembering it correctly in saying that you could have edited the turtle? Am I remembering that correctly, or am I remembering something else? But regardless, that one was a little bit forgetful, but this one was also really cool. Skull Island, very unique POI, and people just got so, like, look how creative people got with rocks and trees. Imagine what they could do now if Epic Games were to bring it back.
Skull Island brought the jungle biome beyond the jungle. Ironic, since if the block stayed in its original position, it would have fit right in. Harmony Hotel is another lunar-themed POI. This one is a good demonstration of the spice of variety brought to the map by these POIs. You wouldn't really expect a Lucky Landing style POI up by Junk Junction, and yet, for a week, there was one. And I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, hang on. This one was the one that I was thinking about, not the other Lucky Landing one, because it had the block chest in this one. And what was really interesting is that water, I think you could break it. It was like glass, and then it would be really awkward to fight, and it was really fun.
For a week, there was one, and I think that's pretty cool. Mysterious Mansion was a block with a dark secret. On the surface, it seems like a generic rundown haunted mansion, but this was actually the only block POI to ever be forcefully removed from the game due to controversy. And
dude, I remember what. I'll let him talk for a second. I'm sorry to pause. I'll let him talk for a second.
And that's because deep within its walls was something far more disturbing: a reenactment of a suicide scene. This
now, okay, let me go back to it for a second. It's important to note, guys,
from the game due to
I'm gonna pause
controversy, and that's because deep within its walls was something far more disturbing: a reenactment.
I am not making fun of people to do this to themselves. It's a horrible, horrible thing. My heart goes out to any victim, right? Or you get what I'm saying. I'm just laughing because I remember walking into this. I remember like landing there. I happened to find it, and I was like, dude, is this what I think it is? And I was like, guys, you need to come down here right now. I have the clip. It would take me forever to find. I shouldn't show it because it's going to be taken in bad faith because, of course, we're laughing. But the humorous part of it was the fact that somebody got away with this. I'm like, dude, like my first thing was like, oh my god, dude, somebody's getting fired from Epic. Check this out. And it's literally a chair knocked over with a rope. Like, and it was such a wholesome looking POI. And then there was like this candle back there, and it was just incredible to find. Like, I found this organically, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, dude, this might actually get the block canceled. I wonder if that was one of the reasons why it never came back.
Of a suicide scene. This block's creator, Furry Ninja, defended his addition, stating on Twitter, "Welcome to Fortnite, a game where you can kill people, but we also hate it when you kill people."
I don't get it. And I don't even know that. Welcome to Fortnite, a game where you can kill people, but we also hate it when you kill people? I don't get it.
But he also simultaneously stated on Polygon, actually, it wasn't supposed to look like that.
Oh, come on, dude. What was it supposed to look like, man? Hang on. This didn't age well. Why would you put that Easter egg in? That wasn't even a suicidal Easter egg. It was just an unlucky misunderstood. There was a chair and a rope some meters away. Come on, man. Come on.
His story seemed to change pretty much every time he was asked about it. Anyway, Epic somehow didn't catch that one, but
I did not see a skin there.
When they found out about it, they removed it very quickly.
Dude, wait, was that actually the trailer? The one that, because I remember I submitted a block a long time ago, which was the greatest block in Fortnite history, and Epic Games should have added it, which is completely inaccurate, but, that was in the trailer.
Supposed to look like that. His story seemed to change pretty much every time he was asked about it. Anyway.
Dude! What? How could you possibly miss that? Oh my god!
Epic somehow didn't catch that one, but when they found out about it, they removed it very quickly.
Hey, we had to take your block down. We didn't catch a scene that... oh my god. Yeah, really. Please keep this in mind for future work. Wow.
Now that's the complete story that most people know, but things get worse when you realize that Furry Ninja here, his online presence is Fury Leaks. He would go on to become a fan concept artist, and when his own concept outfit, Harmony Lee, was leaked from the game files in 2023...
Oh no, how did I miss this controversy? He got a skin in too? Dude, that's shocking to me. I'm not over here sitting like, oh my god, boycott, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm not over here saying that, I'm just... It's shocking that Epic Games actually considered him.
Along with his own locker bundle, accusations surfaced of him grooming children online.
Welp. Dr. Not Furry over here. Oh my god, why are people like this?
And yeah, the evidence is pretty damn.
Oh no. Oh no, if that isn't Photoshopped, that's bad. I'm not, like, I know stuff like this can be Photoshopped. I'm assuming for the sake of the video and for the honest creator that Jakus is, I would imagine that he's telling the truth over here, but I just acknowledge that things like this could be Photoshopped. But man, oh, you have an like, I don't understand. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not, it's one of the worst things you could possibly do, and I believe such horrible things for people that do this to children that I can't even say it on YouTube. I just don't understand the thought process of why you would, like, leave messages out there. I just don't get it, man. Like, honestly. But again, I'm not saying that's okay. I just really don't want anybody to take that the wrong way, okay?
Damning. And he admitted it.
Oh, well, there you go.
So.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. We just flirted. Dude. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What is with these people? Like, again, I wish I could state my beliefs on YouTube for people like this, but it's definitely not YouTube friendly. It's just they're the worst kinds of people, man. The people who take advantage of kids. The absolute worst kinds of people. Unbelievable.
His outfit was quietly scrapped and eventually became the very first to be straight up deleted from the files.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. That's why I don't remember it.
Unfortunately, Epic pays a one-time payment to concept artists to fully purchase the full rights to the design, so he'd already made money from the outfit, but it seems Epic weren't comfortable with selling it anyway. Now,
really?
what happened to Fury? No one's really sure, but all of his accounts have been deleted. If these two incidents show anything, it's that Epic really should do background checks on the people they want to add into the game. Someone can make a good concept or a good build, but if they're a terrible person behind the scenes, not only can that come through, as it did with The Block here, but they really shouldn't be given any platform at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, that you're getting to a when it comes to bad people having platforms, I am not typically for that, because bad people, they're, for example, and don't get me wrong, somebody like this creator, somebody who has admitted to doing something like this and something so unforgivable, something so disgusting. It's very different when you have somebody like this who's like on the level of an actual murderer but the problem is there's also people that, take me for example, if I was one of the bots of the world, I would see some mean comments written down below my video and I would go, "Oh my god, you're such a horrible person," when they could just be critiquing the way that I do videos. But for example, here's a prime example. I already know that I'm going to get some comments on this video where it's like, "Oh my god, stop stealing content. You are such a pathetic creator." I understand where that logic's coming from, but a lot of people would take that and go, "Oh my god, why he called me pathetic? What a bad person. He shouldn't have a platform." My point being that it gets very dicey when you talk about taking people off of certain platforms, because you can draw conclusions that don't exist, or not everybody thinks that this commenter was a bad person. But obviously, when it comes to this specific creator for The Block, it's objectively incorrect to say that he's not a bad person. Okay? So that's when it gets a little bit dicey.
Even if it is just a Fortnite POI, for the same person to get into the game and have to be taken out twice is both impressive and concerning. Thankfully, the next Block POI was much less controversial. In fact,
I remember this one too, and I enjoyed this POI, dude.
In fact, it was basically just a bunch of tree houses.
Yep.
Part of me is kind of shocked that Fortnite have never done an official treehouse POI.
I actually never thought about that, and that was a really good POI too. I loved landing there.
Llama Sphinx? Now, that's a llama, dude. Take notes, Looming Llama. Audio Courtyard is another super cool castle POI.
I remember playing it this one, but I don't remember too much about it, maybe because it looks a little bit more simple.
I'm a big fan of these. Tricky Tracks is somehow the only roller coaster in all of Chapter 1. It did seem like every season there a new fan concept or league would come out with a theme park POI, but
yeah, that was a fun POI too. It had all the bushes in the world, the fights were really fun there, and I remember leaving with max mats every time that I went there.
It wouldn't happen in reality until the Rave Cave and Baller Coaster were introduced in Chapter 3 Season 3, 3 years later. That's a lot of threes. Alien Sanctuary looks kinda strange, but this whole statue is made out of meteors, so it was incredible for strong materials. Next up is Macca's Modern Mansion. Now,
that one was such a good POI. The last one I was about to pause and take a look at that other one. Also, that music sounded very familiar.
This is the other success story from The Block. Macca Makes has one of the biggest Fortnite creative YouTube channels ever.
What song is all that good? That's gonna bug me so much. I know that song. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that didn't just ruin the flow of the video.
Materials. Next up is Macca's Modern Mansion. Now, this is the other success story from The Block. Macca Makes has one of the biggest Fortnite creative YouTube channels ever, racking in millions of views on his frankly insanely detailed creations.
Interesting, I gotta check that out. I didn't know about that. Like I remember that block. It was it was my friends as well. We all liked that Coliseum the most, and this was in contestant for number 2.
And he started his journey just a week after Creative launched. He would eventually enter this venture to start Beyond Creative, one of the most successful Fortnite creative teams, partnering with Epic Games and other collaborators numerous times to bring.
Dude, it makes me so happy to see people jump on the opportunity like that and make success for themselves, to get financial freedom. Like stuff like this can change lives. It's awesome, man.
Brands into Fortnite. Salty Scorpion is like the spiritual successor to Looming Llama, and it is just as horrifying.
Dude, I remember how fun that was, because you had the giant like scorpion place, which was really wonky to fight in, but then you had that Tilted building, which was a unique version of Tilted because that house was so fun to fight in. But then if you were to jump out the window, that's right there. Like, that was a very, very underrated POI to fight
Salty
at.
Scorpion is like the spiritual successor to Looming Llama, and it is just as horrifying. Swashbuckling Seas, oh good lord, it's the cracking love event happening right now in Fortnite! Firebase Omega is especially cool as it uses creative exclusive assets, making for an especially unique Battle Royale POI. Mythical Mayhem is the only block POI to be made by a creative team. This was in May 2019, so wow, they were early to the punch. Unfortunately, Team Fusion suffered a catastrophic fall off over the years and don't seem to be active in the space anymore. Kicking off Season X, we enter the final season of block POIs. As the creative inventory was expanded with loads more presets and tiles, the blocks got more varied, with neon domes.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one to fight at too.
Steampunk villages, lots of steampunk actually, and giant factories.
This one I loved. I loved this one. Jakus, I would love it if you could somehow make a video diving into like the specifics of each POI, because I remember there was a very specific lava pit at the bottom of this one. It was so high up too. You could have all the fun in the world fighting, and you can see the lava at the, here, where's my mouse? At like down here. That flowed through the entire perimeter, and it also flowed into the bottom of the building, and it was like, I just remembered that track. I think it's Sonic Mega Collection. Sorry. Anyways, I remember having like this, what do you call it? Like, you could describe it to either, to keep on the Sonic topic, the old Sonic movie when Metal Sonic was like falling into the lava pit, and it felt you felt claustrophobic in there. Or if you want to talk about like Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, it kind of felt like that in the middle because it was so enclosed. And there was just, you were going to hit the lava if you were having shotgun fights. And it was very unique, very fun. If that, also you had all of the doors in the world. You had the vents over here. This was one of the greatest block POIs. I really, really do believe that. It was huge. And all the fights at the top, real fun, man.
The final block POIs were a modern mansion, which is pretty impressive based on how limited that original gallery is.
That's true, actually. And this
a
one...
Roman or Greek ruin, which...
Yeah, this one was good too.
Again, very impressive. And finally, a Pandora-themed POI that was actually a rift zone.
Yeah, that was really cool too. I remember playing that one. I submitted a block for that one as well, and I actually had a really, really good concept for that, but... this one lived up to the hype, man. This one was a blast to fight at.
Now that's something different. The launch of Chapter 2 brought a new map, and unfortunately for budding creators, the block was nowhere to be seen. Personally though, I think it would have worked quite well right here.
Yes!
But hey, what do I know, right? The block was replaced by the Creative Hub with the start of Chapter 2. The hub would update every week or two with a new creator-made hub, and
yeah, I really missed that actually, but this is something that I do understand why Epic Games wouldn't have brought it back personally, because it's just like you go into the new zone, you go into a rift, right? Like I understand why Epic Games wouldn't want to waste resources on that, but it was super cool. My brother and I always went around finding the Easter egg in each map, and it was really fun to do, man.
And you could find featured maps there. The Creative Hub was really cool, and many great memories were made in these, just hanging out with friends, or completing challenges set by the creators. But
yes, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Man, this is such a good POIs. I mean, such a good video.
Unfortunately, this is
why did I say POI?
Fortnite, where creativity is prohibited. So it was voted in favor of this lovely blank room in 2023.
You know, to be honest, I'm not even lying to you. I think this is really clean design, and I actually like it a lot. I would trade it in a second, though, for what we had before.
Now, while the block did skip Chapter 2, it made its grand return in a new form in 2022 as the Block 2.0. In Chapter 3, Season 2, Tilted Towers was seriously damaged by the war between the IO and the Seven, so in the following summer season, Epic hosted an event where creators got to make new tilted buildings.
Dude, I forgot about that, actually. Did anybody else forget about that? Comment down below.
And the players got to vote on their favorites. 3 buildings were to be remade, and players could vote between 3 options for both, resulting in 9 potential buildings or 27 potential variations of tilted towers. I even made my own take on the restaurant option, but I never ended up submitting it for review. The Block 2.0 was very controversial for both players and creators. For creators, the toolset was incredibly limited, as you could only use Tilted Towers Chapter 3 assets.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that, man. Honestly, like, I think it's a cool thing that Epic Games did. I love the idea. How cool would it have been for the Block 2 in general for people to be able to vote on that?
Closing off most of Fortnite's sandbox. For players, the donation stations were bugged, resulting in one option always being auto-selected.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As such, that option always won. This resulted in accusations of the Block 2.0 being rigged.
I understand that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shambles, but in the end, these 3 buildings won. These lovely buildings got to stay in the game for one entire season before the Chapter 3 island was obliterated forever. Cool beans. Yeah, the Block 2.0 kinda sucked, so someday I'd like to see a Block 3.0 that's more authentic to the original.
Make it like 4 times the size and let creators just go wild. Epic Games. You can have people make your Battle Royale updates for you. You can make an entire Chapter 6 map full of just blocks. That would work.
Fortnite has had so many POI additions over the years that the available sandbox of themes and resources to use and pull from is absolutely massive, and I think this could lead to some really interesting builds. Whatever the case, The Block was an interesting experiment that yielded successes and failures, started careers, and caused controversies. But ultimately, I think it was a really nice show of support from Epic Games. Stuff like that doesn't happen anymore, so to me, The Block was really special.
Agreed.
And with that, I hereby proudly present my very own submission to The Block 3.0.
Okay.
It's good, isn't it? Say yes, or I will find you.
Oh, all right. Yes, it was good, Jakus. Yes, it was good, dude. That was an incredible video, man. I absolutely love this channel. I really do. The videos are so well made. You can tell there's a lot of heart in them. And I hope, again, it doesn't come off from, like, me as such a small creator and somebody who puts very little editing into his videos. I hope that it doesn't come off wrong. It's just, like, there's so many videos. There's not many videos that I feel like this good about, like the creator and the presentation of them. I really, really enjoy the channel. So guys, if you are interested, you can check out Jakus. He will be in the pinned comment and description down below if you for some reason do not subscribe. Full of fantastic, fantastic videos, guys. Go check it out. Thank you very, very much for watching. If for whatever reason you already subscribed to Jakus and you've already watched all his videos, then I suggest you watch one of these 2 videos over here where I react to more content. One here, one here. I'll see you guys over there or in the next video. Take care.